So today we have Katherine Rybak. She is an author, and she has written several books, but today she'll be talking about several things. She'll introduce herself and give her background. She will enlighten us on how she got started on this and give her background. So enough about me and our little chapter. We are excited that you are here and looking forward to listening to Katherine. So I'm going to turn it over to Katherine. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Teresa. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to sharing some stuff with you. And it sounds like you guys have a great chapter down there. So about how many people do we have in the room, Teresa?
Okay, we've got myself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. So I can't see you, but I'll go ahead and get started. So my name is Katherine Rybak, and I am a recently retired teacher. And I am currently 55 years old. I was a special education teacher for about 20 years, went back to school and got my license to teach deaf and hard of hearing students for the last 10 years of my career. So I was born with hearing loss, we believe. It was discovered in kindergarten screening. And over my lifetime, my hearing loss has fluctuated. It's due to otosclerosis. So I have had 2 surgeries where my hearing did improve for a period of time and then declined again. So I had a second surgery where it improved and then declined again. And now we're at the point where there's just no more surgeries. It's just continuing to manage a changing hearing loss. So I use hearing aids right now. I would like to share with you just kind of my journey and my experience as both a professional working with kids that are deaf and hard of hearing and being a person who has lived with hearing loss all my life. So as Teresa mentioned, I am an author. I have written, my first book was called Becoming Hearing Empowered. I will share with you a little bit about that book in my talk. And I very recently have released a couple other books, so I will share those as well. So let me just get started on my presentation here. All right, so as a kid, like I told you, I had hearing loss. I was not immune to the stigma around hearing loss and around hearing aids. So I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and at that time, hearing aids only came in a skin flesh tone, or at least that was the only option that was given to me. And I remember feeling self-conscious about it. And I look back on that now and I wonder, why was it that I felt self-conscious about having a hearing aid when I had friends who wore glasses or something similar, and just realized that there's a different type of opinion in our society about people that have hearing loss, which is one of my primary goals in trying to eradicate that stigma a little bit. So growing up as a kid, I was met with some frustration when I was in kindergarten, and my parents took me to the audiologist. The audiologist said, well, you could try hearing aids now, or you could just see how it goes. And my parents, not knowing much otherwise, went ahead and decided to just see how it goes. It wasn't until I was in 4th grade that I got hearing aids, and I was the one that asked for it. And so when I did get that hearing aid, I had a hard time telling people what it was, and I tried to find a different name for it. And being just a young kid, my friend and I decided to call it a HAHA, HAHA, because HA is for hearing aid. So anyway, just another illustration of the stigma about hearing loss. I grew up in a very small town. Both of my parents happened to be teachers in that school district. And so all of their friends were also teachers in the school district, with whom I basically grew up with. They were over at our house for parties and playing poker. And my dad did a lot of fishing. And so we had buddies over a lot for that. So a lot of the teachers that I was encountering in the classroom were actually people that were friends of the family. And the reason that I say that is because being in a small town and being in that particular situation, my parents had actually kind of prearranged accommodations for me, making sure that those teachers were aware of my hearing loss and what kinds of things that I would need, like preferential seating or checking in to make sure that I understood. I did not have a teacher for the deaf and hard of hearing. I didn't receive speech or any other kind of support. And so I was really on my own in terms of managing my hearing loss as a kid all the way through high school. Well, it was not until I got to college that I realized how much support I was actually getting from those teachers in my classrooms in high school and middle school and elementary school. And so when I got to college, I no longer had teachers that knew about my hearing loss or that knew to have me seated in a specific place. And I went into a pit classroom, which is the seating was auditorium seating, and there was probably 100+ students in this class. Not having gotten there really early, I took a seat in the mid to the back section and had a very difficult time hearing and understanding. And it was at that point where I started to realize that I was receiving accommodations that I didn't realize. And so being a freshman in college, away from home, living in a dorm, I needed to not only adjust to that, but I needed to kind of figure out how to be a self-advocate. I needed to figure out what I needed to have better access. Fortunately, I was able to connect with the communication disorders program in the college, and that professor was actually able to help me secure some DVR support, get an FM system, those kinds of things. And having gone through college, those next couple of years, I really kind of started to figure things out. I had kind of a routine as far as bringing in my FM microphone. I would bring it in, set it on the teacher's podium or table, and there was an understanding between us that I would leave it on the table turned off because my professors were concerned about me being able to hear anything that was a private conversation, which makes total sense, and I was fine with. So I brought my microphone up. They knew how to turn it on, how to turn it off, how to mute if they needed to. And I think I was a sophomore or a junior in college, and going to school to become a teacher, working with kids that had special needs, so all types of disabilities. And this was one of the classes that was a class in terms of how to be a good teacher for kids with different needs and with disabilities. And so this college professor was somebody who would understand disabilities, but there was a day that I brought my microphone, set it on the table, went back to my seat. He started his lecture, did not pick up the microphone or put it on. And so he got a couple sentences in, and I definitely need him to have the microphone on. So I raised my hand and I asked, could you please put the microphone on? So he stops talking, he picks up the microphone, he puts it on, and he continues talking. Well, he forgot to turn it on. And so I raised my hand again and asked if he could please turn it on. So now I could tell he was a little bit frustrated. He kind of seemed unpleasant about it, but he looked down, pushed the switch, and he went back to talking. Unfortunately, he didn't turn the microphone all the way on. He put it into the mute position. And this was just a slide switch. So in the middle of the slide would be mute and all the way over would be on. And so I don't know how I got the courage to do it, but I raised my hand one last time and I said, it's on mute. Can you please just move the switch over? And as I had said, I could tell that he was getting frustrated. And when I raised my hand that third time and asked for him to take the microphone off of mute, he became angry. And can I just give my lecture now in front of a group of many students? And I bring up the fact that he wasn't a professor that was teaching students how to be good teachers for kids with disabilities. And he clearly did not set that example. And that was just one of those kinds of experiences that as a person with hearing loss, that stuck with me for a long time. And so having the self-confidence and the just the willingness to stand up and ask for something like that again, it took me a while to kind of come back around to advocating for myself. And I know that I'm not alone in that kind of a situation. I'm sure that many of you have had different types of situations, but along the same lines where people become frustrated or annoyed with us when we're asking them to clarify or repeat or to do some kind of an accommodation for us. So after I left college, my hearing loss began to change. There were a number of fluctuations that happened. Like I had said, I had the surgeries, my hearing would decline, and then with another surgery, it would improve. It changed when I became a mother because otosclerosis can be exacerbated by hormonal changes. And then as I became a teacher working in special education, my hearing was quite good because of the surgeries, and then it started to decline again. But fortunately, as a special education teacher, the majority of my time was spent either working one-on-one with a student or in a small group situation. But then later, as my hearing continued to decline, I went back to college to become a teacher for the deaf and hard of hearing. So my preparation for that included mostly online classes, but a few of them were in person. And some of the courses that I needed to take in order to gain that certification was learning about the science of hearing loss. And that was really the first time that I truly understood how to read my audiogram, what it meant, understanding what types of sounds were difficult for me to hear and which ones were not as difficult. I learned about the impact of noise on understanding. I also learned about different kinds of advocacy strategies, so seating and lighting, and different types of assistive technology. I learned about cart captioning. And so there were a lot of things that I had gone through, a good 40, 45 years of life, not having a very good understanding about it. Another piece that I learned while I was in college was understanding incidental learning and how kids with hearing loss oftentimes do not benefit from the skill of incidental learning, which means that children that do not have hearing loss and have more typical hearing, they are learning language even when they're not paying attention to the person who's talking. So as a child playing in their room, overhearing a parent talking to a sibling, all of that language is being absorbed by the brain. But unfortunately, for those of us that have hearing loss, we know that we need to be paying active attention to the speaker so that we can pull in visual cues and better be able to understand what they're saying. And so learning those things was actually just extremely helpful for me. And I carried that into my job as a teacher. And my goal as a teacher and working with kids who are deaf and hard of hearing was trying to provide for them what I wish would have been provided for me. And so there was always a really strong emphasis for me on working with the students about stigma, working with them of how to be a confident self-advocate, practicing how to talk about their hearing loss, teaching them how to understand their audiogram, all of those kinds of things. And so on the job, I also noticed that there was a lack of awareness from teachers, administration, and adults in general. This here is an example of stigma that the students in this day and age were continuing to experience compared to the stigma that I was experiencing at home as a younger person as well. So one of my assignments for my students were, I want you to write out like an email or a letter or a script of what you're going to say to your next year's teachers, so that they understand what are some things that work for you and what is your hearing loss like. And this was the first draft of one of my students. She was in 8th grade. And this was just the draft that she brought to me. And I have the highlighted phrase here where she says, I hope that my hearing loss, that my needs aren't a burden for you. The exact words, I can't see this I have up on my presentation. But anyhow, that was something that she included at the very end of her email. And I thought that that was really telling in terms of, you know, the stigma and about her feeling insecure about asking really was just equal access to what all of the other students in the classroom were receiving. And so continuing to work on just the concept of stigma. And then as the years went on, there were many adults in my life that were now coming to me, needing support and some guidance. I've noticed that I'm not hearing as well anymore. I think I might need hearing aids. What should I do? Where should I go? What are the questions that I could ask? And so recognizing that there were adults in my life that were now trying to navigate a new hearing loss, something that they hadn't experienced as a child. And there really wasn't anybody like a teacher for the deaf and hard of hearing to help them understand the stigma of hearing loss, the ways to be a good self-advocate, understanding the science about hearing loss, the emotional impact, and all of those pieces of hearing loss that we don't necessarily talk about that much, especially for adults that are just developing hearing loss. And so from this, I had kind of a mission where I really wanted to help the adults who didn't have the benefit of working with a teacher for the deaf and hard of hearing, or who may have had some support in school but didn't necessarily have all of the pieces and maybe experiencing difficulty with managing the social or the emotional aspects of life with a hearing loss. And that is what led me to write my first book, which is called Becoming Hearing Empowered. It is a guided journal for the deaf and hard of hearing. And the pieces of this book, my intentions behind it is I wanted to go beyond just the tips and the tricks and the different types of devices that are available, and really go further into the different parts of hearing loss that we all struggle with, the emotional parts, the social emotional, the stigma, those kinds of things, and how to be a good advocate, how to prepare yourself to be able to talk about your hearing loss with all different types of people. And so that's what went into this book. The book is an interactive book. And so it's optional if people want to actually use all of the journal prompts that are in there, but it's not a passive book. It provides a lot of information and then gives you opportunities to practice or to put into place or into your own words, kind of processing through different ways of thinking about things. And so it includes 8 chapters. And the different topics are mindset, hearing science basics, the emotional impact of hearing loss, identity and self-love, technology and accommodations, people and places, and self-care. So those chapters all go into more depth about those specific topics. But I start Chapter 2 is mindset. Chapter 1 is like preparation to be ready to read the book and work through the book. But mindset is really the first chunk of content that talks about how to approach the content in the book. And it offers the two different types of mindset is growth mindset and fixed mindset. And it just starts kind of helping you to reframe maybe some of the thoughts that you've had about your hearing loss, and putting them into a growth mindset that allows you to be able to accept maybe some different attitudes or opinions about how you feel about your hearing loss. The science basics of hearing loss, so reading your audiogram, understanding the anatomy and different parts of the ear that may or may not be working, and then understanding the different types of technology. All of those kinds of things are what I go into in pretty good depth in this book. So let me move you on to the next book that I have just recently released. Is called Becoming an Empowered Hearing Ally. And this book is written for the family, friends, and allies of people that have hearing loss. The reason that I wrote this book is because in my first book, Becoming Hearing Empowered, I have been partnering with the state of Wisconsin Office for Deaf and Hard of Hearing and doing online book groups where we work through the book throughout 8 sessions, one each chapter, and it's about an hour-and-a-half long session. We do it on Zoom. And so I've had about 4 different groups that I've worked through the book with, and a common message that I was hearing pretty frequently is that, you know, the hardest part of this is I just wish that the people in my life could know what we're learning here in this story or in this book, and to understand what this actually feels like. And so that was my motivation in writing this book. And I intentionally wrote it as a parallel to the first book. So the 8 chapters that are in Becoming Hearing Empowered that are made for the person with hearing loss to go through, all of the topics and sections in those chapters are mirrored in this book that's written for the people that are family, friends, and supporters. And the purpose in doing that is both books can be read independently. They don't need to be read at the same time. But if they are read at the same time by a parent and a child, or a partner and another partner, if they're reading together, if it's a hearing person and a person with hearing loss, they're able to go through the books together. And inside the book for allies, I have specific sections that say, this is what the person working in the other book is learning about. These are questions that you can ask them, or these are things that you can understand about what they're learning. And so that then develops kind of a dialogue between the two. And so hopefully through doing that, it improves the relationship and builds some common understanding between them. So what is a hearing ally? So for me, a hearing ally is someone who has done the work to truly understand the experience from the inside out, someone who has learned about the stigma and isolation, listening fatigue, self-advocacy fatigue, and just the daily struggles of hearing loss, which really oftentimes I like to reframe as communication loss. Yes, we have a difficult time hearing, but we have a more difficult time communicating, because listening to speech with a hearing loss isn't necessarily about volume, right? It's about clarity. And so it's really communication that we're struggling with. And so the new book, Becoming an Empowered Hearing Ally, is really a deep dive into all of those pieces that are also in that book. But it is so the people that love us can also meet us where we are. And so inside the new book, each chapter, like I said, parallels becoming hearing empowered. All 8 chapters have the same flow, but they're written from the ally person's perspective. And then in every chapter, it also includes an ally in action section, which provides a bullet point list of 3 or 4 things that the person who's reading it can implement right away. Here are some practical strategies or some things that you can do right now that will be helpful for your loved one who has hearing loss. It also includes a couple of just reflection prompts. So if this is something that people like to write, there are some pages in there that they can also do some writing. And then the ally connection, which is that piece that is paired with the Becoming Hearing Empowered book. And so these are paired prompts that open a conversation with whoever else is reading the book about hearing loss. I also have a facilitator's guide for the Ally book. And so I do have an 8-week program. It's a free guide that anybody can use. So if your chapter is interested in offering an 8-week program where people with hearing loss go through the book and they talk to each other and share their experiences, that's been a really great opportunity for the people that have gone through those book groups with me. And then for the people that are reading the Ally book, it's not an 8-week session. I just have it as you've finished reading the book, now come together with other people that have read the book and share, what your thoughts and feelings and how things might have changed for you in terms of being with somebody that you love who also has a hearing loss. And so, like I said, they're better together. Becoming Hearing Empowered is for people with hearing loss, and then the other book is for the allies and people that love us. Like I said, they're standalone books, but each of them can play off of each other as well. The third project that I've been working on, and this is, I think, going to be more of a lifelong project for me, is I am creating a series of chapter books for kids about kids that have hearing loss. And I've already gotten a couple of books out on this. I have one book that's been out for a couple of months, and the next book is coming out in May 19th, so very soon. But the series here is built on, I wanted to make sure that everything that I wrote about was authentic and coming from either my experience or the students that I worked with experience. Many of the books that I tried to find for my students would oftentimes have that magic fix formula. So it would start with kid has difficulty understanding, teacher notices, parents notice, take them to the audiologist, audiologist gives them hearing aids go on, now I can hear and everything's clear, and they're super ears. And so the books end kind of with this, I don't want to say lie, but like an unauthentic representation of what life with a hearing loss truly is. There is no magic fixes to hearing loss. We know that. Hearing aids and cochlear implants do not fix our hearing loss. They help, but they're not like putting on a pair of glasses for many people that have a difficulty time seeing. They put their glasses on or contacts in and they're able to see clearly. And hearing aids don't work like that. Cochlear implants don't work like that. The other pieces that I wanted to make sure that I always include in these books is, are there other kids, peers, that are friends with the main character who are modeling how to be a good ally, how to modify how they talk with their friend or understand their experience? What are some of the things that they can do to that they can also do that can help the relationship and the communication between the two of them? And then also embedding just self-advocacy skills, giving teachers a tool and parents a tool to say, let's read this story and look, this kid in this story has been nervous about talking about their hearing loss, but they know they need to ask their teacher to wear a microphone. They're afraid to do that in front of all of their friends, but they found courage, and this is how they did it. And so giving them opportunities to practice real life self-advocacy. And then finally, including emotional honesty. So really, the end of the book isn't, and everything's done, they got their hearing aids, everything's good to go. The end of the books are often like, this is still hard. Things are better. I'm happy I was able to manage this situation, but I will still have to tell new people about my hearing loss. I will still have to ask people to repeat. I will still come home tired because I've had to focus so much on what my teachers are saying, whereas other kids can just look down or look around the room and still be able to hear and understand their teachers. So sharing with you, the book that I've had out since February is called A Little Mike, a Big Change. And this is about a fifth grader. All of the books will be about fifth graders. And she is just learning what a remote microphone can do. And so she receives that, and that helps her to kind of manage some of the issues that she runs in throughout the story. The second book that's coming out in May, this is about a kiddo who is in fifth grade. He is a basketball player. He is joining a new team in a new town. And he has one of his teammates stops and is frustrated because Mateo missed one of the play calls that the coach gave. And so the play on the court didn't work out, and the teammate said, what, are you deaf or something? Or do those things even work? Are your batteries dead? So he kind of does, some of those things that people will say to us in a very unkind way. And so then the procedure through the book is, he starts to hide his hearing aids because of this stigma and that kind of public humiliation from this teammate, and then figures out ways to maybe to be able to do things differently on the basketball court and be able to feel better and some pride about his hearing loss. He actually meets a high school student who's a basketball player who has cochlear implants, and that plants the seed for him to make some changes. So I'm also working on book number 3, and just having a really nice time utilizing different types of hearing loss, different hearing devices, different settings, different socioeconomic backgrounds, those kinds of things. So my goal is that I'd really just like to have kids be able to see themselves in one or two of my stories. So that's my goal there. And then that kind of wraps things up in terms of my author life. Another thing that I do, and Teresa asked me to make sure that I shared this with you, is that I have an Etsy shop. I'm also a sewist and have been since I was a kid. My mom was a home ec teacher and taught me how to sew when I was 5. And I kind of fell onto this because the students that I was working with had really cool different colors of hearing aids that they could pick out. And what a cool thing. Thinking back to when I was a kid and I had the little silly putty colored hearing aid, and, why did I have to have that boring color? And now these kids have blue and green and pink and purple, and how much that really helped those kids feel positive and good and own their hearing devices instead of hiding them. And so when I got my next new pair of hearing aids, the only options were skin or hair color, and I wanted something different. So I knew about ear gear, which is like a fabric cover that goes over hearing aids. And I thought that I could do that a little bit differently and a little bit more fun. And so what I've done is kind of develop something similar using fabric. And I've done them in all different kinds of colors and patterns and shapes. And then I also started to just play around with putting beads on them. And so you can see in the pictures here where there's just a couple of really fun designs. And so I've had this Etsy shop for probably about I want to say 2 or 3 years, and I consistently get orders from across the country and all around the world. Actually, people from different countries are ordering them as well, and the vast majority of them are fun, bright colors. There are people that also get them in just your classic skin and hair tone, because they do provide, some of that extra protection. They protect the microphone, dust and dirt, moisture, that kind of thing. And so I have an entire Etsy shop. I've got the name of my shop there, if this is something that looks fun for you. I make them for cochlear implants, hearing aids, all of those kinds of things. So kind of 2 big projects that I'm working on in my life, and they're both creative, but one is writing and one is creativity with my hands. And all of them are focused on breaking down the stigma of hearing loss and helping people to live a better, happier life with hearing loss. So that's the end of my presentation. I'm sure that you may have some questions for me. And I think Teresa was going to check out the questions in the chat. And so I'll just stop talking for a bit. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, thank you very much, Katherine. This is exciting. And those covers for the hearing aids, what a better way to break the stigma. I always thought if you could make hearing aids look cool, that would help break some of the stigma. That's just my thoughts. But thank you very, very much. Do we have any questions from the audience? Does anyone have any questions for Katherine? Anyone here in the room? No? A quiet bunch here. Okay.
I needed this book 40 years ago.
What's that? Oh, I thought I heard something. Okay.
I said I needed this book 40 years ago.
Yeah, I kind of wrote it for all of us as kids. I hear you.
Yeah, we sure did. We needed this book a long time ago. Okay, now Paula put in the chat, folks online at the end of the presentation engage verbally, ask questions by raising virtual hand, turn on mic and speaking when called upon. Also enter comments and questions in this chat box. Okay. So if anyone has any questions, please do raise your hand or pose them in the chat. I think it's exciting that you're coming up with these other books as well.
Yeah, thank you. I'm currently writing a book that's based on an actual student of mine. I'm working with his mother, and he has cerebral palsy and he's nonverbal. So that's my most recent. I'm excited to work on it. Oh, I saw somebody said they had purple ear molds from Starkey.
Yeah. Jerry says she has purple sparkly ear molds. Cool.
Nice.
Yep. My hearing aid is actually a different color too. I have red and I have blue, blue ones. Mine are Phonak.
Yeah, Phonak's done a nice job, especially with the kids' colors.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually wearing kids' hearing aids, but they make them for adults too, the size. They make them for adults, but yeah, they come from the concept of the children's colored ones.
Right. Every time I'm in a conference and I go up to, the exhibits of major hearing device manufacturers, I always ask them about their colors. So hopefully we can just kind of keep nagging at them to provide better colors. But in the meantime, I'm sewing away over here for people that want fun, different colors.
And look at the other thing is, look at the AirPods, that they make now they make hearing aid AirPods for Bluetooth, and those are white, and those are both, imagine having different colors of those. So wow. The imagination can stretch pretty wide if you really let it.
For sure.
Yeah. Sherry?
I want to thank you so much. I was looking on Amazon for your books, and we'll be interested in finding them and seeing if it helps me, even though I'm a few years out with my hearing loss. I think I'm on my 4th pair of hearing aids, so it's been a while. But I must leave you. I have another engagement. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for being here. It's lovely to meet you.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else? Paula?
During your presentation, I had both sad and happy tears. And I'm definitely going to read your books and possibly even give the Becoming a Hearing Loss Ally to some of my family, friends, and employers. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very inspiring. And I'd like to be part of a group too.
Amazing. Yeah,
Possibly help facilitate. Thank you.
absolutely.
Do we have a question in the room? Okay. Julie does.
Hi, Catherine. I'm Julie Hudson. I was born with the hearing loss. At least not born my hearing loss. And I got on with it first. We got that my foot. And I've always had it to do
I'm not able to understand. Can we move the microphone closer?
Okay. Is this better? Is this better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, the captioning's picking you up a little bit better. Go ahead, sorry.
Okay. Want me to start over?
Please.
Okay. I have had a hearing loss nearly all my life. Within the first few months after I was born, and I have a very profound hearing loss. And I was 3 years old when a neighbor said to my mother, "I don't think 2 years." And so I'm not up to the doctor, and he tested me. He placed a couple of silver dollar coins behind my head. I think I turn around going, "Now I'm hearing that was his test." I wish that I had access to your book way back then. I'm 70 years old now. It would help me during my junior high years and high school years, and formative years of social contact and self-image. And I graduated from high school, and I went on to, I was enrolled at Indiana University, college, Indiana University. I moved into the dorm, I was roommates, and I started experiencing some anxiety during that time. I met with a counselor.
I think I caught it, that you were living with anxiety during that time.
Yeah. That was the beginning of many periods of anxiety that I had experienced.
Okay, I think I caught most of that. Thank you so much for sharing that. It sounds like you've had hearing loss since you were a child and have had some difficulty time. Yeah, I completely understand. I think this book would have been helpful for so many of us. I see Christopher has his hand raised, or did you still have a question that you wanted to ask?
Um, I received a cochlear implant 1 year ago. And they just got them.
Mm.
But at the same time, all last year I went to depression and anxiety, and it's like a lot of my demons. So not only the life came back to haunt me, I really don't think that all the counselors that I met with they were not qualified to help a hearing impaired person like me deal with my anxiety. I think if I had to look, it would have helped me. So I encourage you to be speaking out and keep writing.
I didn't.
Yeah, I think she told me earlier, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, she was saying before she got the cochlear implant, she had a lot of high anxiety.
Mhm.
And, obviously because the hearing was really so bad. And when she got the cochlear implant, it made a world of difference for her. So, like her, I also was born with hearing loss, and I also had a lot of anxiety as a child. So really, I agree with her 100%. Your book now should have been done years ago. If that would have helped a lot of people, millions of them, sure. And now here we are, and a lot of things have evolved over the years where there's more awareness, more, advocacy that's being done. And I think if it wasn't for HLAA, a lot of the eyes and ears would not be opening up like it is now. So thank you very, very much. Anyone else in here that wants to make a comment? Okay, Don does.
You have to stand up for yourself. I remember the year was around the middle 60s, and I was an engineer, and I was starting to lose my hearing. Being an engineer, I went to Radio Shack, and they had something called a night kit, ANGIT night kit, that was an audio amplifier. It was a very small thing, less than $30. I bought the kit, I put it together, I assembled it into one of these little boxes that people put their cigarette packages in. I put a plug on it, microphone, put it in my pocket, put headphones on. This was before those little hearing buds or earbuds were available. And I had myself about a $30 hearing aid. Made it myself. Pretty good. We went to a very large meeting in a large auditorium. I sat down near the front so I could read lips a little bit better and was busily listening to it. Someone tapped on my shoulder, pointed to himself, said, "Follow me." I followed them to a back room, and there were a half a dozen of my bosses sitting in there. And they started complaining that I was listening to a transistor radio and not listening to their dang speaker. I protested that, no, this is a hearing aid, I made it. Orman Olson says, "Yeah, right." This rather irritated me. I lifted my headphones off of my head, put it on his head, pulled out the microphone and said, "I accept your apology." They all passed it around and decided it was a hearing aid, and I went back to the meeting. So you got to stand up for yourself.
For sure. That is a great story. I love that. Ironically, Now that we have hearing aids that are Bluetooth capable, some of my high school students were actually listening to music instead of listening to their teachers, and there was no way for them to know visually because they're hearing aids. You know, it's not that they had earbuds in. So ironically, that's an issue that we're dealing with now.
Amazing. This is really amazing.
I love that you did that at Radio Shack. That sounds exactly like
Yeah.
something my own father would have done. I love that.
I love that story every time he tells it because, you know, the people are like, oh, you're just listening to a transistor radio. He's like, no, this is my hearing aid.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyone else have any other comments before we conclude? Oh, yes, hold on.
Hi, my name is Chris, and myself and have experience loss. And thanks for your presentation, and it was very interesting. What you right?
I'm having a hard time hearing.
Yeah, so I think I'm right.
That's better.
So is that better?
Is it any better?
It's a little better, yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, as far as it kind of goes outside the discussion on the book you've been writing, but I'm always so interested to work with people like you to work with the hearing aid manufacturers to find ways to give hearing aid manufacturers to work with patients like us to like any user hearing aids that are going to be soon coming out of the market, give them an opportunity to try out new hearing aids and stuff like that. And one other thing I did want to bring up was that hopefully they can bring out to your hearing aid manufacturers to find ways to open, be more flexible, and flexibly get connection from your hearing aid to a microphone device. A lot of times it's very limited on, but you have to stick with specific brands to make the shit work. Instead, we need to make it more open. So I just thought maybe that. My question is, are you working with hearing aid manufacturers to make it more flexible to as far as features for people with hearing aids?
Teresa, can you repeat this question for me? Just it didn't quite come across clear enough on the captions.
The electricity on the microphone speaker is going out. That's the question.
Yeah, the question is, are you working with hearing aid manufacturers to improve the features of the hearing aids and stuff like that? Is that something you have conditions with, or you know people that are working with those hearing aid manufacturers? Does that make sense?
Are you working with the hearing aid manufacturers?
I mean, that would make total sense that the manufacturers would want to hear and work with people like us. I've tried to make some connections, but you know, they're big corporations and they're focused on research and connecting with audiologists, and the consumer base for hearing aids and cochlear implants are just not very well paid attention to in this country. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin, and our Madison chapter has actually been approached from the communication disorders department at our university because the audiologist there is from India. And he said he came to the United States and he's appalled by the lack of time that audiologists spend with clients and the lack of communication that happens between consumers and audiologists. So I think there's just an issue with it kind of throughout our entire society. But the bigger companies, they're not really listening to people like us. Like I said, I've approached them and at different conferences, that kind of thing, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck in people being really truly interested in what I had to say. So unfortunately.
It does make sense. Color, thank you.
It makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Thanks.
What you said made sense. He said,
Okay, good.
I was trying to get this thing, it was working when I turned it on, and then I noticed it got louder, but I need an extension cord in order to get this thing back working again.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have one? Okay. So I'm just yelling a little louder because I can't use my microphone because that thing it's off. Apparently the power went out on that. And
Okay, I can hear you clearly.
It was running on battery. That's what happened. Yeah, you could see what I'm saying. It was running on battery. That was Chris Bradley, Paula. That was Chris Bradley speaking. Yeah. You know, kind of think of it. If I could have had the camera reverse. Let's see, how would I do that? Let me,
Maybe while you're doing that, I see Christopher has his hand raised in online. Did you have a question you wanted to ask, Christopher?
okay. We're gonna ask it one more time, Chris, because I want to give you that opportunity. Okay. So
Which Chris?
We're gonna connect this back up.
Is it my turn or the other Chris?
I think it's only fair that you get your voice right.
I think we heard him.
Now, it's on.
Thank you.
He talks too much anyway.
Say it again.
Whatever question you got, try and see what happens.
Yeah, that's all lower. Sorry.
Oh, definitely. Now, can you hear him now?
A little better. Mhm.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
That's better.
Yeah, the basically what you were trying to explain earlier that unfortunately that like hearing manufacturers is not really important. That's like rather than research. What I was basically just trying to say is quickly with example, like for example, I got resound hearing aid, and then if I want to use a microphone to use in a conference room, I would have to stick with that resound brand. I can't use like a third party brand. So I kind of wish that there was a little bit more flexibility to give people options to choose from outside of specific brands. I understand that customers want to make money. Like for people that do not have hearing loss, they have options. They can choose whatever brand they want. They can choose anything like multiple different products and make it all work. For people with hearing loss, it's restricted to specific accessories and stuff like that. That's why I was asking earlier is that hopefully maybe long term that big corporations will start working closer with people with hearing loss to give them better opportunities, make better options, make their lives easier. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I know that as a teacher, Phonak was the brand that our educational audiologists used for the kids' remote microphones. So they used either a Roger pen or a Roger touchscreen. And that our audiologist was able to work with different brands of hearing aids. So I know we had Oticon and we also had Resound, but she was able to work with those hearing aids so that they could have a receiver to use the Phonak microphones. So I think you can talk to your audiologist that there may be a way of using a resound microphone with a different brand of hearing aid, but I completely understand what you're saying. A lot of those accessories are not interchangeable per brands. I am hoping that with Auracast, that if that actually becomes as popular as they're talking it will, that will help alleviate some of our listening issues, at least in public areas. Be a little bit more prevalent in different areas than hearing loops. So time will tell on that, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. How about YouTube colorings? All right. Are we, do we have any more questions or are we done?
I think Christopher's waiting to ask his question. Now might be a good time.
All right. My question, first, a few quick statements. One, we're all bemoaning that this book wasn't written 40 years ago, but God, thank God it's there for the new generations to have it to start. So I really appreciate that. Two, I totally agree with Chris. I go to a university to get my hearing aids that has a school of audiology, and I don't know how anybody could go to anything else. And what I mean is that I've been to audiologists and I've been flabbergasted how lack of knowledge or tunnel vision they have on hearing aids or their particular models. And yet even at the university, I've had to advocate because they just don't understand some of the things we go through. And they're teachers of audiology. So that's the other one. Three, the story that Don gave about the Radio Shack, I've been through that myself. And now I have the reverse problem. My phone goes right to my hearing aids through Bluetooth. So sometimes people come up and talk to me. So I have to put my phone up to my ear, even though I'm not really using it that way, just so people know I'm on the phone. But my real question is that teacher you had that got upset with you about turning on the microphone and then unmuting it and everything. Did you have him every day after that? And did you come to a settlement on that? And did you let him know that wasn't really a very nice attitude he had?
Yeah, I mean, I was a shy kid. I did not have the confidence that I have now. And so, no, there wasn't ever any kind of resolution. At the end of that class, I went and got my microphone. And then I believe that I continued to give the microphone to him, but I certainly didn't ask for anything in the moment. So yeah, I mean, I think I just bullied my way through that course, and then was happy to not have him anymore.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing.
yeah,
That's a shame. Okay, well, this has been awesome, and I'll turn the mic over to everybody else who has questions.
I wanted to add that I am going to be at the national convention in Kentucky this summer in June. So I will be presenting, and then I will also I will have an exhibit table with all of my books there. And so if you all are interested in a signed copy, you can purchase from me there. It will be less, my price is less than what Amazon charges. So in person, if you wanted to get books, I'll have all four books there available. So be great to meet you in person. I don't know if anybody else had a hand raised or not.
Paula is holding up her book that's autographed by you. I also have one that's autographed by you. And our chapter, the board has already decided if we have enough interest in our chapter, we will purchase for our chapter. And we're hoping to get a discounted group from you.
Yes, I do discounts for book groups. Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
All right. Any other? Oh, Paula, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on a couple of things. Dawn, you're very innovative, creative, and skilled to have created your own hearing assistive device, kind of like a pocket talker, it sounds like, to help you in your workplace. Very impressive. I wanted to also say that one time I had a Roger on microphone connected to my Phonak hearing aids in the workplace. I was in a meeting with a bunch of people, and the person who was the lead at the meeting looked at me and warned everybody that I was recording the meeting. That it just shows that we need to educate more, because there's a lot of ignorance out there in society about hearing loss and our devices that we use and how to communicate with us. So really appreciate Katherine Rybak and you being here today, and your the books that you're putting out there. And while many of us think, oh, I wish I had this 40 years ago or 30 years ago or whenever, when we were first diagnosed with hearing loss, we have it now, and others have it now, maybe at a younger age. And we have this resource, this very important resource for moving forward in the next part of our life in Fincher. So thank you very much.
For sure. Thank you so much. Very sweet. Yeah. That's my hope, is that it will be helpful for people. And the Ally book, I donated a copy to the Communication Disorders Department and said you may want to consider having your audiologists read a little bit of this, because it might give them a little bit more background information about the people they're working with. So we'll see. Hopefully it will spread and it will be helpful for people. So thanks.
Did any of her kids inherit the same hearing loss, Katherine?
Mine, no. I know it's connected hereditary wise, but we haven't ever been able to find any of my relatives, or none of my kids have had it. So
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we went a little bit over. Oh, this is really an interesting conversation here. I want to thank you very, very much. We have a certificate of appreciation we'd like to give you, including this meeting. And we also would like to send you, as a token of our esteem, a Amazon gift card, and then we'll get that to you in email.
It's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's very kind of you to speak with us today and taking time, even a little overtime. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll hopefully meet you in Kentucky. If not, thanks so much for having me.
Sure. Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you, everyone, for participating.
Thank you.
This concludes our meeting. Thank you.
When you're talking there, you're capturing the perfect, but when the microphone is here,
If you can hear me, Chris Bradley, text me when you get a chance.
That might help. Do you want me to leave this on while we're doing the trivia? Okay. All right. Well, I got some great questions, and I know you guys are going to know the answers, and you should know the answers anyway. I have what we have prizes, and then we also have a door prize, and it's the door prize, the vibrating alarm clock from Amazon. And whoever wins it, I'll have to ship it to you. It just arrived at my home yesterday after I wrote it. So I'll have to ship it to you. Whoever wins. Did you put everybody? Did you put your name on a ticket and put it in that yellow box? I know you did one, right? You didn't want to participate, okay. But all of you did, right? Okay, somebody's doing one then. All right. Well, I know you guys can participate too, you know, the people online. So here's question number one. You should be able to answer this one. Name 3 types of hearing loss. Who can name me 3 types of hearing loss? Raise your hand. And you guys too, you can name, no cheating, don't look at your phone. Who can give me 3 types of hearing loss? Oh, come on. Name what you got. What kind do you have?
Severe program.
No, that's the level. I don't want to know the level. I want to know the type of hearing loss.
People who know like otosclerosis.
Yeah. The 3 main types.
There's neural, sensitive,
Very good. Sensory neural.
yes, sensory.
What else? Do you know what the other one is? The other imaginary friend there. Oh, yeah. Yes.
You already said neurosis or hearing loss. That's one. Then there's bone production.
Well, you're getting real close. What is that? It's the bone. Is that your outer ear or middle? Okay. Anybody else? You said the same thing she did. Sensory neural. That is one type. Anybody online? Melissa, Paula, Chris? No?
I'm saving it for others.
I'm gonna give you the answer so that you guys don't know. Nobody got that one, but we'll keep going. The answer is sensory neural, conductive, which is your middle ear, conductive loss, or it can be mixed. You can have both. Okay. Now, for example, if you have a blockage in your middle ear, that's conductive. Okay. And sensory neural is like when you were born with it, like I was, and so is Julie. So we both have sensory neural. That can be nerve damage, cochlear nerve damage. And mixed is a combination of both. Okay, so those are your 3 main types. Keep that in mind. Now the level, those are your mild, moderate, severe, profound. Those are your levels. Okay. Who can tell me when our first HLAA chapter meeting was? The date and the year.
I can tell you the year, obviously. 2018.
Correct. Christopher got the year. Do you know the date?
Today, May.
It was in May. Nobody knows. May 5th. May 5th, 2018. That was our very first meeting. Okay. Name one famous person we had as a speaker since 2018. What famous person did we have? Can you name one?
You got
Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah.
John Grayson. You had John Grayson.
John Grayson, yes.
After the
Yeah.
After the right leg. Today.
Yeah. But I'm going to talk about the past. Okay, so now let's see. She got give me her name again. Patty. Sorry. Patty Spitzer. Very good. All right. Anybody online?
The singer who's going to sing for us today, I hope.
All right. Well, you get a prize because you guessed it right. You guessed one. So where are my grades? Oh, behind me. Okay. I think it's so loud. I know. I know. It's so loud. All right, you get your choice. Would you like a t-shirt a mug or one of these little advanced ionic here. Okay, we don't have too many more. Let's see. Okay, does anybody know? This one might be tricky. Does anyone know what city our national HLAA office is located in now? It moves. You can't guess.
Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C.
You're close.
Los Angeles.
Maryland. Baltimore. Where's Baltimore?
They used to be near there, but no. Anybody online? Can you take a guess? No cheating. Paula, what did you just say? Hold on, what did Paula just say?
She said this is
The
a question for
Mountain
Missy.
Military Moss. Oh, yes, Paula. Brian Dixon. That's right, Paula. Yep, Brian Dickinson was one of our speakers. Remember him? He was the mountain climber. He spoke to us. That was the other famous person. Okay, the answer to that question, where is HLAA now? National? They moved to, I wrote it down here.
Wait, Missy didn't hear the question. Can you repeat the question? Thank you.
Yes, the question was, what city is our national office located at now? You know, Paula? I actually just said it. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, she
You're
doesn't.
muted.
I said you did. Oh, Missy might know.
Missy knows. What is it, Missy? What's the answer?
She might have stepped away.
She stepped away. Okay, the answer is they moved to McLean, Virginia. I actually never heard of that town, but that's the name of it. McLean, Virginia. They moved there.
Oh,
Must have been really recent. Yeah, because they were in Vesta, Maryland.
oh,
And
I
then
thought
they were, I remember before that, they were in Rockville, Maryland. Now they're in
they were
McLean.
still in Maryland. I mean,
Yeah, they were in Maryland, yeah, for a long time. Now they're in McLean, Virginia. Apparently they got a new office. So. Okay, this one you have got to get. Everybody should get this one. Who was our founder? Who was our founder? Who was HLAA's founder? What was his name? Very good. Okay, she got it first. Gotta say it quick, guys. Okay. An HLAA shirt. She picked an HLAA shirt. Congratulations. All right, I think that is, oh, one more question. What year was HLAA founded? Anyone guess? You know? Oh, they're trying to tell you. Yeah, okay. 1979.
That was the year I was born.
Okay. I figured it had to be around there, because I know you're in your 40s. Yeah, I think you're one of our youngest members right now.
Since
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask other questions. And we've got 2 prizes I got to give away. And then the door prize. All right. I'm going to say, all right, what is a hidden disability? Is it A, someone who is fearful, someone who is fearful of going outside of the house? B, a physical abnormality that is gone after treatment? C, a disability not obvious by looking at someone? Or D, no disability present? What's the answer? Anybody? What's your answer?
What's the question?
I'll repeat it. What is a disability? Is it A, someone who's fearful of going outside of the house? B, a physical abnormality that has gone after treatment? C, a disability not obvious by looking at someone? Or D, a disability present? Which one?
Not obvious when looking at something.
That's correct. That would be C. Okay. So you get a choice. Yes, maybe you gotta shove that. You want the buzz?
Anything.
Oh, yeah, it's certificate for Red Rock. That was donated by Paula. Thank you to Paula for that. All right. Which of the following individuals did not have a disability? Did not. Abraham Lincoln, Hillary Clinton, Ty Pennington, Howie Mandel. Anybody know? Actually, I forgot. Can't help you. But would you know it? I think it's Hillary. Yeah.
The question, which of those people,
Which of the following individuals did not have a disability? Abraham Lincoln had one. Hillary Clinton, Ty Pennington, or Howie Mandel? Take a guess. Chris, do you have?
I was gonna be paying.
Anybody else? My phone's going off. I'll get that later. Anybody online? Did you get that? The people online, did you get that question? No? Okay, I'll repeat it. Which of the following individuals does or did not have a disability? Remember, does not have a disability or did not. Abraham Lincoln, I can tell you right now, he had a disability. Hillary Clinton, Ty Pennington, and Howie Mandel. So you know it's one of those three.
Hillary Clinton.
I think I agree with you. Anybody else? Does anybody else disagree? No? Okay. I'm going to give that to you, Chris, and I will send you the gift certificate to Red Robin. How's that?
If you want to.
Okay. All right. So that means we got 3 more. Okay. Trying to find a good one. The Americans with Disability Act, ADA of 1990, was signed into law by, was it George H.W. Bush? Was it Ronald Reagan? Was it Jimmy Carter? Was it George W. Bush? Or was it Bill Clinton? What's the answer? Anybody know? Raise your hand. First one. You know?
That's hard. It's a smart one of the family.
What is it, Don? You haven't said anything. I didn't mention. Oh, Bill Clinton answered it. And that's the wrong answer. Americans Disability Act of 1990 was sought, signed into law by. You're saying, very good. All right, congratulations. I'll give one to you. Yeah, two more to go. You guys are doing good here. Okay.
Anybody want
I want to fix this one here. Okay, here's a good one. Which of the following is a hidden disability? It is a hidden disability. Is it A, autism, B, ADHD, C, bipolar disease, D, autoimmune disease, or E, all of the above? Say, shout out. That is the answer. You are correct. It's all the above. They're all hidden because you can't see them. They're not obvious. Very good. Don yelled it out. You guys yelled it out. Your answer. Okay, Don. Congratulations. You got a card. You got a gift card. That's a Paula.
What is a red robin?
Red Robin. $25 gift card. Yeah. Okay, we got two more. You guys have got to get this. All right, you're welcome. Seems like there was two more. Okay, who can name me the 4 strategies or values that HLAA has? Thank you for
You're not You're not alone. You're not alone.
You're not alone. Yeah,
That's not.
that's my strategy.
Oh, it's not. It's not.
Now that's a model. I will teach you. What is the strategy? What do we always harp on? What do we always do? Right? That's one. What are the others? I just gave you one. What's the other 3? Strategy. You name them? Inside of education. Anybody online? Paula, you should know this.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
We did. What are the 4 values that HLAA drives on? What are we all about? What are the 4 strategies?
Like, what's our mission, right?
Correct.
What's our mission, everybody?
Chris, do you know?
Information. What are the other ones?
Okay, you got one. And I actually took one away, education. So what's the 2 others?
I'm opening it up.
No. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. So it's information, education, support, and advocacy. Those are 4 areas. Okay.
Very important.
Yep. Okay. Well, we got two more to give, and I'm running out of questions, believe it or not. These other ones, I don't really want to ask them because they're kind of hard. So the questions like the first military disabled female director, you guys are not going to know that unless you're really into that. But who was the first deaf woman to become Miss America in 1995? Was it Marley Matlin? You do? Big fan. It is. Okay. Would you want the mug since you got the? Okay. Who hasn't won anything? Did you win something? What is that? Who has not won? You didn't win anything. You get a mug. Okay. Okay, we got one more gift certificate. Let's see here. Maybe I should ask any of these. Okay, here's a good one. An example of an accommodation to help those with disabilities is A, a ramp in a building, B, a sign language interpreter, C, a large print application or menu, D, making a personal shoe for someone, or is it A, B, and C? Who wants to take a jab at it? Anybody? Melissa, Paula, Chris? Anyone? Well, you guys are a quiet bunch. Okay, the answer is A, B, and C. A ramp, sign language interpreter, a large print application. Making a personal shoe for someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's for disability. That could be just adjusting a size. That's not making any kind of adjustments in their abnormality of their foot. And there's no clue in that sentence to tell you that. Okay, well, we got one gift certificate. Let me give you an easy question. It could be harder. Okay.
I have a question.
What? Oh, go ahead. Got one? Okay, go ahead and pose it. Go ahead and pose it. POSC.
Go ahead, Paula.
Oh, okay. Okay, there's 3 small bones in the human body.
Oh, that's too hard. They're
Sitting
not gonna know
on a
that.
penny.
Yeah, they're
What
not gonna
are
know
they
that.
called? They're the smallest bones in the human body. Does anybody know that?
Yeah, they're not gonna know that unless they know anatomy.
That might be a tough one. It's the malleus,
Well.
the incus, and the staples.
I've heard of those, but not everybody's gonna remember that one.
All right, I'll try to find a simpler one.
Now, we need an easy question. You got an easy one?
What is the #1 disability of military service personnel?
Oh, very good. You gotta get this one, come on. Somebody's gotta get this.
And be specific, please.
Yes.
Heel spurs.
Nope, not heel spurs.
Oh, yeah.
No, very cute, Don. Very good. You got it. Chris got it. Hearing loss.
Okay.
But what
Yeah.
kind of hearing loss? I want to know what
Oh,
type
what
of
kind of
hearing
hearing loss? Yeah, that's the next
Boom.
one.
And we can only hear one, only receive one prize during the session.
Hearing loss. Which would that would be correct.
Come on, Chris.
Blast from the machine guns and everything, and the explosions, there are nerve damage, exactly. And that is sensory neural when you have nerve damage. So he's correct.
Good.
Okay, you want another gift certificate? That's
Oh,
not, not win.
Did Julie win anything yet?
Did you win something? Sure. Did you get something? Did you win something? Everybody won something. Okay, well, I'm gonna go on to this.
You won.
Well, I was gonna send it to these guys, whoever here. Because I know, Chris, I'm gonna send you one. Melissa, you have a cell. Are you there? Is she gone?
Don't know.
I don't know where Melissa went. All right, so that's the end of that. I would like to say a few words before we close up, guys. We have to finish here like in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to say a couple of things I'd like to say in reflection. I want to thank you for coming, first of all. I know that it is hard sometimes to get out, spend time. And everybody's got other things they'd rather be doing or whatever for the plans with family. And so I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come out. I really love this chapter and I want to keep it going once I can possibly do it. It does require commitment, I'm not gonna lie, and I think that's why sometimes people don't volunteer, because they know about the commitment that it takes. But I want you to know that I think we've made some strides, and we've made some friendships. One thing I want to say, there are 9 guiding principles in our resolution. I think we should always keep these things in mind. For example, our lives define us, not our hearing loss. Not guided by that. We're intelligent, engaged, and valued despite our hearing loss. We're the heroes of our hearing loss, we're not the victims. And we advise people when we need them so that we can hear them better. We're honest with ourselves and others. We don't pretend to hear what we don't hear. Hope we don't do that. That would never be in our interest. We use assistive listening technologies proudly and advocate for installing them in public places. We see the humor when we misunderstand what people say. Don's really good about that. And we're able to laugh at it. We accept with grace the hearing challenges that we cannot change. And we're grateful for our courage and strength in living in these. Wanted to express that. I feel very strongly. And I want to leave you with these words for you to think about. Our statement of strategic intent. HLAA seeks to enable people with hearing loss to live life fully and without compromise. This is achieved when the stigma withers away. Hearing loss is no longer considered shameful. People take action, effective, affordable, and easy to use. Hearing devices are routinely worn by people with hearing. That costs come down. Medicare and other insurance plans cover a full range of hearing technology or rehabilitation programs. More people's spaces are communication accessible. High quality and listening devices and tablets are available in theaters, transportation, government buildings, and housing support. Consumers have the know-how. People understand how to successfully cope with their hearing loss and how to obtain and use the technology for therapy they require. And that our providers follow the best practices. Clinicians offer a wide spectrum of devices and treatment. They know how they work, base care on assessment of each person's hearing and lifestyle needs. That technology works seamlessly. Audio devices, including mobile phones, easily connect to one another without glitches, incompatibilities, or additional devices like streamers. Hearing loss is recognized as a key public health issue, and healthy hearing is deemed essential. So that's great that hearing loss occurs routinely in primary care. Prevention and routine. Well, children are taught how and why to protect their hearing. And there are laws limiting noise levels now in public places and public spaces that are enforced. That I want to leave you with. It looks like we're about a time out for everybody to look in here. So I want to leave you with those thoughts, and I think they're important. information that we show about. I think we are making strides. I know it's a continual product that we're moving. Good, never need it. It's a good news. So again, I want to thank you for coming and participating and being a member. And I want to see a show of hands. If you are interested in Katherine Rybak book, raise your hand and okay. It looks like you want one. So the three of you are okay. We're gonna go ahead and order for you. John, would you like a book? Okay. Right, we got 3 people that do. So I want to thank you guys so much. Please take some food home. Don't forget your gift bags or plenty of take an extra one for payment. I know you never shot over there in once, so why don't you take one out?
I'm gonna try the library.
Okay, but we'll pay. I'm wanting to purchase it. Ben's being a member. She's gonna get us a discount. I don't know how many she wants. She can give you a certain amount. She said a good discount, but that could be 3 or more. Any questions? Or we can have the cake. Oh, that's right. We got to have the cake, and I want to get a photo. I'm gonna see if they'll take a picture of it. But that'll pay for you. Yes.
I don't have a question, I have a plea.
Yes, sir.
Please take some of my cranberry, cornbread muffins. If you don't, I'm gonna have to eat them. Oh, wait.
Please. All right, thank you, everybody. Yay, thank you. Thank you for you guys too for participating.
There's Missy.
Love you guys. Have a good day. And I'll be sending you your gift card, Chris.
Wait, Missy, wait.
Oh, Missy, wave.
Missy, wait.
Wave, Missy.
Missy, wait.
Thank you for being our leader, Teresa.
Yeah. Yeah. You can.
My phone.
The chair sure is noisy. The chair is noisy.
Okay, why don't we all stand by the cake? Thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna get a bag.
Here's my camera.
Okay.
It's one like this, and we'll be around.
There's a.
Teresa, can you turn on the mic one last time? I mean,
Oh,
the camera?
Camera.
Camera, yes, I can answer that.
Oh, you want us in front of there? Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Sure.
Just so
Over
we can
here. They want to be in it too.
well, no, we just want to see everybody.
Yes,
The camera. The camera around. Turn it on.
I'll get next to the good looking.
Don't let us stop you taking a picture. We just wanted the camera on so we could see everybody. There we go. Oh, Don's daughter's there, the bee lady.
Great.
Yep. I can get
Get a little closer, you guys. I'm in the middle, I guess. Background.
Yeah. Good looking one for the front. Yep.
No, we don't want to see. We don't want to see Don. We want to see Don's daughter.
Yeah,
He's got a good head of hair.
Yay. Okay, that's very good.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, we're gonna cut the cake.
You already did that before you go. You heard that before. I have a lot of old anecdotes.
Hey, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Look this way.
They tossed me a muffin.
What's up? Oh, you want them back on there?
I think the folks over here, they wanted to say hi about something. Oh,
Hi, Dawn.
Hey. Yeah, tossed me a muffin.
Melinda, get in here, so she's. Wait, Melinda,
Hey, Melinda.
Melinda.
they're missing. Missing, wave. Look over there in the corner.
Diane. Diane. I gotta go move my car. Guys, I'll take the
Is Chris Bradley still there?
See what's going on.
More cornbread muffins.
You can say hi.
We've been waving to them all this time here.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know. Shoot, I can't think of her name is.
Oh.
I've forgotten her name now. The blue hair lady.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, more
Bye.
cornbread muffins.
Bye. Thank you.
Is Ziggy there too? I like your hat, Teresa.
Hi, Lori.
I need the salty things.
Lori, that's her name.
Yeah.
Hey, Lori.
I don't know if they can hear us.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Can you people hear us?
Yeah. Yes.
Who is that just walked by?
Hey, Lori. Hey, Melinda.
Hi. Melinda, thanks for bringing your dad or coming. Thanks for coming.
Yes, we can hear you.
You
Okay.
want to see you dance sometime.
Yeah. She dancing? Oh, she is dancing.
Oh, she's dancing. Yeah.
Oh,
Such talent.
is Chris Jackson still? I mean, Chris Bradley still there? He's gone. Bummer. How you doing, Melissa?
I've had a little book morning. It's like, ow.
Okay.
How you guys doing?
All right, I guess. It was snowing here a little bit ago.
Are you just making that up?
No, it was. I mean, nothing substantial. Not collecting, but it was sleeting and snowing. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm terrible with names. I can't think of her name either now. Just walked by.
Yeah.
Linda, Jolie, Laurie, I think one of them is them.
Probably.
Diane.
Patrick was in.
And
Oh, is that Diane? Yeah.
So it should be done real soon now. We know what that means.
Hey, Diane.
She goes.
It's,
Hey,
drawing stories.
Diane.
Holding up. The administrative home. Oh, you are?
Yeah.
There she is.
She's not ready to tell.
Hi, Diane.
I don't think she heard you.
It's wrong. He was worrying about having to check.
Oh,
You're right.
I'm getting dizzy. All I'm seeing is people walk by.
let's see that would be the people.
You guys talking to them? You guys talking to them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there was
There's you.
Julie. Done.
Yeah,
Don't you guys have to leave the room now? I don't want you to, but don't you have to?
no.
It's on AA, year or so ago.
Better eat that quick. Better eat it quick. Might disappear. The cake might disappear.
That's a good bag. You ought to get one.
Oh, I don't need one. What's in it?
What's it?
I'm moving it up.
What's that?
Oh, I will. Probably these some advertising stuff from hearing aids and things like that.
Right, it was good seeing everybody again. I get home.
I'm not feeling.
You had a show last night?
Did everyone win a prize there?
Yeah.
There.
Captions are crazy, aren't they?
I love that hat. Love that hat.
Ready to put that in the car?
I can, yes.
Melissa, do you want your name in for the drawing, for the door prize drawing? Yeah? Okay, I'll put your
course.
name in, Chris and Paula.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. You don't have to put my name in.
Hold on a second, I gotta take the water bottle outside, so hold on.
I think your name's in Paula.
How fascinating that overhead projector is.
Is that what that is? Yeah.
Yeah, look at this stage and look at that light.
Yeah. Sometimes the deaf people are the least accommodating. It really is. I mean, what do we need to look at the ceiling lights? At least when I divert, I show my cat or something. I mean,
Well, hopefully you don't have any sensitivity disturbing lights. We don't need to have an
that's right.
procedure.
That's right. I see a flutter.
Hmm. What you gonna do today?
Good question.
All right, I'm gonna put your name in. I'm gonna put Paula's. Chris, hold on. Paula. Chris.
Let's
I'm
see.
getting to get and see. And then Melissa, I'm gonna put your name in there too. Okay. And Danann, do you want to pull this?
No. Oh, I'll pull it. Yeah. I've been called
Sorry, I
out.
talked to your mom.
I know. I've been called out. Oh, yeah, I look like
You
her.
do look like her.
Yep,
She
I
looks
look
a lot like your mom.
I know. Sometimes I'm in meetings and I see pictures, and I look at myself, oh, my mom's. It's not like it is.
Julie Hudson. You won. Julie Hudson won.
Oh, good, good.
Congratulations.
What did I win?
The vibrating alarm clock.
Oh,
I'm gonna ship it to you. You can have it here.
okay.
Okay. Julie Hudson won that. Congratulations.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know. I'm not wearing my mask. That's okay. Okay, I'm moving around too much anyway, and nobody's gonna understand what I'm saying anyhow.
We'll put that on your headstone.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, Nancy, hi. How are you doing?
Hi. How are you doing?
I want to thank you for paying for my renewal fee for the chapter.
Yeah. Oh, Melissa. Yeah. That was nice. of you.
Uh-oh.
That's nice.
It's out of the bag now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice of you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa, for doing that.
No problem.
Thank
How
you
how
very
you doing with the cochlear implant? How you doing with that?
I really love my cochlear implant.
It's good.
Helping me a
I'm glad. I'm glad it's working pretty well for you. I'm glad. So that's good. Hey, how long have you had it now? How long have you had the implant? How long?
I've had the implant for 1 year.
Oh, it's been a year already? Okay, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
I can tell the difference.
Oh,
You can, Chris?
Yeah,
Already?
yes. Yeah, you seem to be hearing better.
it's good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Keep it away from Ziggy. He'll eat it.
Ziggy's a dog, I guess.
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
He looks like a black lab mix. He's a big boy. He weighs 95 pounds.
Okay. So is he like just a regular dog or a hearing dog?
He's a regular dog, but
Okay.
he's a good watchdog, and he barks ferociously anything he hears outside. He'll turn his head and see if I'm paying attention to his barking. I tell him he makes me feel safer living in my home because of him living with me.
But he doesn't know what the other library.
Good. Good. I'm glad. How long have you had Dicky for? How long have you had the dog for?
How long have I had the dog?
Yeah.
Almost 4 years.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had the company. That's good.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
Glad you could make it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always good to see you.
Good to see all three of you too.
Looking good.
You all are looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking old.
I wish more people showed up here today.
Well, some people were out ill.
Crowd.
I was going to say the captions didn't look like what I said. I said some people couldn't make it because they weren't feeling well.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
the allergies,
Yes.
sneezing season.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's all the hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, confuses the body. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Have the leaves come out green in Indiana?
Yes. Yes.
Is it spring sometimes? Has spring sprung yet?
Yes.
I had my winter jacket back on yesterday.
Oh,
uh,
Chris said it was snowing up in Ohio.
Wow.
did you make a mini snowman, Chris?
No.
Tiny, I look like about this big, about that.
No. 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 No.
It just melted in your hand, huh?
Oh.
What's the temperature out there in California, Paula?
Oh, I don't know. Probably, I bet it's about in the 60s, maybe 70s today.
Okay.
It's nice. I like the spring here. It's not too cold and not too hot.
Some left, you know, I see that, but I did, you know.
Ever been to California?
I went to California several times.
Uh-huh. I guess Missy's going to be coming to California soon.
Yep.
Oh,
She's going to fly out here and then drive back. Are you going to drive all the way, or are you going to fly out of some area and go back to Baltimore?
I'm going to fly into California. Los Angeles, and then I'm driving the Route 66 from Santa Monica, California, to Chicago, Illinois, yeah. And I'll be flying out from Chicago back to Baltimore.
Ah, sounds good. That's going to be quite a trip.
are you
Yeah.
driving back by yourself, Melissa?
Yep. Yeah.
You need a lone Ziggy to be her companion in the
Yeah.
car.
Either that or any imaginary boyfriend. No.
Ah,
Which I'm sure Dom would have plenty to say about that, knowing him.
Yeah.
So what you going to do today, or this weekend, Julie? Doing anything this weekend?
Am I doing anything this weekend?
Yeah.
Well, today's event is it for me. I go to church tomorrow morning. And,
What do you like to do? Do you like to read? Do you like to watch movie, TV? Do you like to knit?
I don't watch movies.
Okay. So
I
watch
haven't watched any movies for a long time.
Okay.
I have a lot of paperwork I need to go through, sort and toss, and get things organized in my home. And I'll watch some TV shows in between.
Last call for muffins.
Take my dog for a walk.
What
My
TV
yard
shows?
is mowed too.
Cool. Yeah, we do know plenty about trying to get organized. so you're in good company.
yeah. I have a lot to do to organize things too. Constant maintenance.
We can encourage each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I need to get back to helping Teresa.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you for coming and helping out.
Yeah.
Good to see you all.
Yep.
Good talking to
Good
you.
day.
Yes,
Thank
have
you
a
for
good
visiting
weekend.
us.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be fishing, Missy?
Fishing.
Did you say that something about fishing?
That's what the captions say too.
No. I don't know what that was about.
Maybe
but,
keeping busy or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, something like that. Well, good
Sounds like fishing, but isn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, she was a lot more talkative than the fluorescent light.
We can pretend the fluorescent light has character. What character would you say that is?
Someone with a lot of gas. You asked. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off.
Wait, I gotta
Okay.
show this to these people.
What is that?
No. Inside joke. Inside joke.
Oh,
I
okay,
had to take
all
that
right.
for a certain reason.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys
Okay,
go.
we're gonna
Okay,
have
you
to
guys can
edit
stay
this
on, but I'm
recording
gonna go.
later.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you for
You look
tuning
like
in.
oh, I should let me get a screenshot. Hold on.
Okay, I'll send you the photos.
Okay, let me get a screenshot here, Betty. I'm gonna say cheese in a minute here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cheese.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. You look good, Teresa. Oh, well, she's gone. All right. Take care, guys. You look good too, Melissa, too. Take the compliment, girl. Take the compliment.
Yes, thank you. No.
Oh, you of course always look great.
You just put my hair. That's what it is. You just put on my hair.
There we go. Paula looks like she's sitting in a field of buttercups.
I think she wishes she was sitting in a field of flowers right now.
Yeah.
It would look pretty.
All right.
Well, I'm going to take it easy. I'll bring it to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, Melissa. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.